Are you in a call and getting low battery alerts? Is your iPhone giving 3 to 4 hours of battery life? Then follow these 40 steps and get a guaranteed 8 to 10 hours of battery time. Here are the 40 battery optimizing tips which will definitely rocket your iPhone's performance from 5 hours of usage to guaranteed 10 to 11 hours of usage timings. The first and the foremost is to use the low power mode. To activate it, go to settings and go to battery and turn on the low power mode. The low power mode, you can add it to the control center as well as an easy option to add them. To go to that, just go to your control center and take the customize controls and you will have an option of low power mode. Just add it from here so that you can quickly turn on your low power mode from your control center and turn it off. The second one is to reduce the animation effects on your iPhone, which should be under your accessibility. There you have an option as motion. There take the option as reduce motion. The third option would be is to change your transparency and the contrast. Go to settings, accessibility, take the display option. There you have an option as reduce transparency. And you could also choose an option as increase contrast. You could see there is a small increase in the brightness of the screen. And the fourth one is to stop your Hey Siri. Your iPhone constantly looks out for the word Hey Siri. If you have Siri enabled on your phone, just stop the Hey Siri, disable it so that your iPhone would stop your looking out for the Hey Siri word. And then you can disable your auto lock as well. Go to your display and brightness. There you have an option as auto lock. Auto lock automatically gets or changed to 30 seconds when your low power mode is on. If you happen to have your standard mode, then this would be like set it as never. Change it to some minimal time so that your screen goes off automatically after this time. Or you can set it to low power mode so that it turns to 30 seconds automatically. And then like set your brightness also to automatic brightness. Set your brightness to a lower value. So it will adapt according to the screen conditions, the lighting conditions, and change your display brightness. Also, it is preferred to take a dark mode of your screen appearance. So use the dark mode. This will help you in lighting less of your LEDs on your screen so that your battery would come for a prolonged usage and the consumptions would be less. So it's advisable to use the dark mode. Then the eighth point would be is to disabling the rise to wake feature. When you raise your iPhone, it automatically turns up showing up your notifications and display. Go to settings, take display and brightness, rise to wake. Disable this so that it could help you save some juice. Then the next option would be in your privacy settings of location tracking. Go to settings, go to privacy. There you have location services on. Turn it to off or choose it application wise. Say for example, I'm using Google Maps, then I choose the option as while using the app instead of having it always or like never opening up the usage of location services. You can turn this off. There would be some applications which would definitely need your location services to be turned on, so you can turn them manually in this. And then go scroll down. There you will have system services. Under system services, you have product improvement. This would send analytics to your Apple team. You can disable that, and there'll be a small network icon, the location tracking icon, which shows in your status bar. You can disable that as well. and you can disable the popular, near me, and routing and traffic as well. That will help you save some juice as well. The next option would be in saving your notifications. Go to your notifications, restrict some of the unwanted notifications there. So for example, you don't want to show up notifications from certain apps, you can disable them into turn off. If you want them to show, then you choose the option or the style which you need. You want to show them on the lock screen or in the notification panel, or the different styles you need, or you just want to show only the sounds and badges. You don't want to show any alerts, you can choose that as well. So you can turn off notifications, or you can choose them wisely by going to them application wise. Then when you are not using your Wi-Fi, turn them off. Go to your Wi-Fi, you can turn them off when you are not using them. Turn your Wi-Fi. And it's also advisable to turn off your Bluetooth as well, so that you could save a lot of battery in this. But it's always a good procedure to connect to a Wi-Fi when you are on a Wi-Fi network. When you're traveling, it's advisable to disable your Wi-Fi. In all of the times, it's better to use or connect to your Wi-Fi. And as a standard procedure, it's always advisable to have your iPhone in a standard operating temperature. Do not use it on excessive heat or in excessive cold temperatures. Do not take them to your health stations or take them close to a furnace or to a mechanical plant. Apple advises a temperature range of 35 to 95 Fahrenheit. So use them on that standard temperatures. The 15th point would be is not to close the applications which is running on your memory. When you scroll down from the bottom of it, you would be able to see a lot of applications which is there in your memory. It's a better advisable not to remove them from your memory. The Apple chief Craig himself has told that this got no impact on your battery performance. And some say that when you remove this app from the memory, the next time when you load it, that pressure which it leads on your or gives on your processor is much more than what is drawing on your having the applications loaded onto the memory. However, there are some contradictory statements as well, starting from iPhone X, where you have better cameras coming up. They use a lot of RAM for the optimization as well as for the performance of them. So when your applications takes up a lot of RAM usage, then the camera performance is lost automatically. So it's an either or choice. You have to choose, you have to give up on something. I personally prefer to keep them on the memory. Depends upon the RAM availability on your device as well. If you have an iPhone 11 Pro, you've got about 4 GB of RAM, so it's better to let them stay on your memory. And always keep a watch on the applications which is hogging your battery. Go to battery, you would be able to see the list of applications which takes up lots of battery. It shows for me here as WhatsApp and TikTok and PUBG. So you can keep a track of applications and start using them in a conservative way. Then the point number 17 would be in reducing your background app refreshment. So go to General. Go to background app refresh, turn it off from here. So this background app automatically gets disabled when your phone is on low power mode. If it's not the case, then you have to manually disable the applications which you don't want them to be refreshed automatically in the background. So you can choose them from here. Then you have to limit the auto downloads of applications from your app store. Go to your settings, take iTunes and App Store. There you have the automatic downloads of apps and stuff. You can disable them and you can automatically download them on mobile data. Disable that as well. This will save a lot of battery. It's always a better practice to download apps or update them when you are connected to your Wi-Fi and when you are on your charging mode or when you say power on. Then it's always good to disable your volume. Have them on a mild or in an average way rather than like high volume tones. Have them in an average so that it's like doesn't take a lot of battery to fire up those speakers. Disable your vibrations. So the vibration motor takes up a lot of battery. Disable your vibration unless essential. Now I've turned them only on the silent mode. You can disable the unwanted sounds as well. Say for example the keyboard clicks and the lock sound, you can disable that. And also turn off the haptics engine as well. The haptic engine motor draws a lot of power, so disable that as well. Always keep a watch on the iOS updates. Go to General, take software update, keep a track on this. Do not keep it to automatic updates. Just leave it to offline and just turn or search for updates manually often. Also keep a track on the applications which is using a lot of battery. As we discussed earlier, you could see your usage by showing the activity of that. So this application is run like 37 minutes on the background. So that you can limit applications by this. You can disable applications. The better way is to like enable your screen time so that it automatically locks you out of the application. Turn up your settings from there to refrain yourself from this highly addictive game. Then the next one would be is turning your flashlight to low. A lot of you would be using your flashlight. Hold this. When you long press that, you will be able to see the different lighting, the power brightness of it. So keep them in a low so that you could save a little juice from there. Also keep watch on your battery health as well. Go to battery, click on battery health. You will be able to see the capacity of your battery. So all these are like chemical lithium batteries. They degrade with time. So Apple has now introduced a better procedure to keep track of your battery cycles. So the maximum capacity, when it goes lower than 80%, it automatically gives you suggestion whether to use the processor at a exact frequency. Earlier versions of iOS had the battery automatically downsized to a lower frequency, which will make your iPhone to run at a lower performance. Now you have been given an option to choose the performance of your iPhone, whether you wanted it a peak performance or you wanted to have it as a lower performance. Take the option of optimized battery charging. It's very essential for your phone. The iPhone normally turns up charging into the rapid process till 80%. Once it is done, depending on your recycling procedures, it will automatically start charging in a slower pace on your routine. Normally when you have the habit of charging overnight, it automatically puts it on charged like in a fast charge till 80%, and then like charges at a really slow pace the whole night, and it will be ready for you when you take your phone the next day by 7 or 6 in the morning. It has it at 90 to 100% automatically. This will give you a better battery performance for a long term. Then the next option would be is in using your mobile data, turning on your low data mode. Go to mobile data options, take it as like low data mode. This will reduce your mobile data usage, changing into 3G or your 4G speeds. Also, it's a better practice to avoid using high display or RAM usage or your processor usage, games or applications, or in fact camera for that matter. For example, applications like Assault or PUBG would take up a lot of system resources. So try removing them from your avoid using games like this for a better battery performance. And it's always good to have your iCloud turned off. By default, your photographs or your videos, whatever you have them shoot with your iPhone, gets uploaded to your iCloud. Disable your iCloud uploads so that like you get a better battery life. Then the next point would be in turning off your time zone. So go to your settings, take general, take the option of date and time. There you have an option as set automatically for the time zone. So there, disable it and choose your time zone manually. If you set your time zone as automatic, your battery performance would get a big impact, because every time when you travel, say for example you're a frequent flyer, you travel all across the globe, then every time you are in a different geographical location, your gyroscope turns up and it takes up your coordinates and turns up your date and time according to that time zone. So this is going to have a big impact on your battery. Then do not update your apps automatically. Go to your iTunes and App Store, app updates. Do not automatically update them. Update them when you're connected to your Wi-Fi and when your phone is on charge. Also your wallpapers. Your wallpaper, do not choose them option as dynamic. These dynamic wallpapers, they have a big impact on your battery performance. So it's a better practice to take still wallpapers, or in fact it is better to choose wallpapers with dual modes, the light mode as well as the dark mode. There's a big compilation of dark and light modes. Then you have an option to choose the dark appearance as well. This will automatically dim your wallpaper. You could see here in the display as well. Don't forget to enable that. Then the next point, number 33, would be in disabling your fitness tracking. Go to settings, take privacy, and take the option as motion and fitness. There you have your fitness tracking. It will list down the list of applications which are taking your fitness tracking. This application would take a lot of system resources. Take for example your it takes into calibration of the data which is generated from your gyroscope, from your compass, and all the others to calculate your steps walked or your stairs climbed and all the other things. So you can disable that if you're not using any of these applications to track your fitness data. Then the next option would be in turning off your equalizer in your music. Go to settings, take the option as music. There you have an option of equalizer, turn it off. So Apple has got a different settings of acoustics with a bass boost or a treble boost and stuff. You disable this for a better battery performance. Then there's an important feature as AirDrop. Disable that and use it only when you need it. Go to your general. There you would have AirDrop and have them as receiving off and use them only when you're in need of it. Disable the everyone option or like contacts only and use them only when you need it. And the point number 36 would be in stopping the data which is sent to Apple or its developers. So every time you use an application, some of your data is being sent to Apple developers, the application developers. or your iPhone's usage is all, the diagnostic data is all sent to Apple, you can disable that to save some extra juice. Go to settings, privacy, and go to analytics and improvement. Share iPhone analytics, disable this. So you can see the list of analytic data as well, you can disable that as well. And stop this, limit your ad tracking as well. This will help you in stopping your ad trackings. Also, it's a standard procedure or a wise procedure to avoid the usage of phones in low network areas or low reception areas. At places like hill stations or your basement parking, or at places where there is a low coverage of your network, enable your airplane mode automatically so that you could save a lot of battery. This has got a very big impact on your phone's battery. And the next point would be in restarting your phones at least once a week. It's a good practice to restart your phone once in a week or at least in a fortnight. The next one is in setting up your emails. Go to your passwords and accounts. You would be able to see your email accounts there. And take your email account. There you change your option, instead of push, make it as like fetch of data, so that you fetch them manually rather than it pushing every few seconds and taking up a lot of system resources. The last and the most important one is not to make system updates immediately when an update is available from Apple. This I am saying out of my personal experience. When a new version of iOS is like released from Apple, wait for at least a week or 10 days time until they release all the bug fixes and all the updated versions of it. Then make your OS update so that you get to save your battery. These are the 40 steps which you could use to save your battery performance and rocket it from 5 hours of usage time to at least 10 to 11 hours of usage time. Do let me know your feedbacks in the comment section below, and share this video with your friends and subscribe to the channel.